Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the Hbar holders. Let's get right in today's update. I'm sure you guys know what's happening within the crypto space. If you watched several of my updates over the last few hours, I'm sure you guys know what's going on. But let's take a closer look at Hbar specifically and understand what we're looking at. If you're looking across the board right now, Hbar price is down 21%. It was down much more than that, but the market has rebounded a little bit. But again, we have other factors to keep in mind. Obviously, we're entering the weekend. On the weekends, more manipulation than usual as CME futures are close, so it's going to be a very interesting, few days ahead of us. But if you're looking at the price of Hbar here, 17 cents right now. Also down 13.1% in Bitcoin comparative side of things. Valuation 7.2 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 850 million. As always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So, we saw, and again, I've been in the space for almost 10 years. Yesterday was one of the biggest flushes that I have witnessed. It takes me back to the FTX time, also takes me back to 2020. And also, the 2018, there were some times in the market, where we did see massive swings, but we need to keep in mind, market back then was very small compared to now. But what's even more crazier about this specific move is about the leverage side of things. The liquidations reached an all-time high, about almost $10 billion in liquidation over the last 24 hours, and that tells you everything you need to know. We've never seen that in the history of crypto. So that's that. If you're looking at the Bitcoin dominance here, we saw a major spike going up to 63.53%. We came very close to our yearly highs. But again, this shouldn't be a surprise to any one of you. When you see the dominance going up the way it has, you need to obviously keep in mind maybe Bitcoin, plummeted, and that's exactly what ended up happening. Bitcoin making its way down to $102,000. And if you're not aware what caused this, Donald Trump came out and imposed 100% tariff on China. And obviously, we're talking about China here. This is going to have an impact on the broader market, but we need to also understand, tariff conversations aren't new. We've been hearing this pretty much throughout 2025, and I personally think the market has already matured from it. But the reason why the market reacted this way is because, of course, we did see some sort of an agreement before between China and the US in regards to the tariff conversation, but now he came out and did the 100% tariff, and that caused a panic. But we want to be focusing closer on the leverage side of things. Pretty much every coin got impacted heavily. You saw leverage positions getting wiped out left and right. And you could see for yourself, guys, when I pull out the chart for Hbar, you will understand how big of a deal this really was. But Bitcoin dropped in a single day, 16%, 16 to 17%. We still held above $100,000 price point, but I indicated in my last few updates, we did see a bounce up to 113,000 a few times, but I did say, I have this gut feeling this wick right here might actually get filled in. Sometimes it doesn't always have to have the wick being filled in, but we could come close to that. So that's something we want to factor in. So again, I'll keep you guys covered as always. But let's take a look at what's happening with Hbar. Sorry, I'm still under the weather, so apologies for that. Let me pull out the Hbar chart for you guys on the daily perspective. And crypto Twitter was going absolutely insane today. Again, everyone talking about this. But what's crazy is a lot of people unfortunately got wiped out completely. Like, there were so many people in crypto that got wiped out. And in my opinion, this move was to wipe out a lot of retail. We saw exactly that happening. But I think this has also brought back attention from other people that might have been sidelined, within the markets. Maybe they weren't, going into the market. Maybe they were sidelined. Maybe they were waiting for another rate cut, QE to start from the feds. And that has brought in a lot of attention. But take a look at what happened with Hbar here. HBAR price went down to 7.5 cents. And you're noticing this across the board right now. This is something that happened across the board. You saw HBAR sitting at 7.5 cents, and we retested that support line. That is a significant support, and you can see we touched right exactly at that support. Some people had one of the luckiest entries on the planet. If you had some buy orders placed on around 7.5 cent, again, this is a support line. That was an instant gain, like in a snap, 126% gain right off the bat. And I know some people are going to say there's no way some people caught that. But believe it or not, some people that dollar cost average in usually have buy orders placed in around here, and some just do it for fun. And some of those people actually did end up doing quite well because these prices did not last too long, but orders did fill in. And you can see for yourself the price was able to make its way back up to 17 cents. We're still in the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level, but look at this right here. One second, let me pull out the daily time frame. You can see, we saw a major spike in the volume. Haven't seen this much volume coming into HBAR, since July of this year. But we need to also factor in it's more from the future side of things. But the price is back up to 17 cents. Again, in order for us to reclaim back into the 61.8, it's not a small move. It's still about a 30% move from where we currently are. But Bitcoin needs to find a ground for itself right now. You can see for yourself, Bitcoin is sitting below $111,000 right now. And we could be retesting the support line at the 23.6 at 109. And like I said, it's going back to what I said about, filling the wick. I still think this could end up happening. I hate to see people, getting wiped out. Again, there's so many people that got their leverage positions wiped out. Some have lost so much money, like maybe they've been building, their portfolio over the course of the last, few years. A lot of profit got wiped out, and it goes back to what I said. If you're looking at your portfolio, it's too much money that you cannot afford to lose. Make sure you're locking some profits off of the table. But again, this is in a way a reset for the market. Bitcoin, obviously, we want to be paying attention to. Obviously, if Bitcoin drops below the 23.6, makes its way back down to some of these key levels, 108 would be the next support line. I do expect the dominance to, continue to head towards the upside. So we could see some choppy levels over the next few days. And obviously, if we hear something from China themselves, that could be something we want to factor in as well. But again, we're going to take it one step at a time. I know some of you are happy at this. I was reading some comments. Again, there's a famous saying, be greedy while others are fearful, be fearful while others are greedy. The people that are being greedy in times of extreme fear do tend to do good in the long haul. But let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are. Appreciate all the love. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. It's been Crypto ZX and Peace.